Okay, so we've gone through the painstaking hard bit of cutting it back down to a 2000 grit now. Now our job is very smooth, almost shiny it's smooth, or like a matte shine. So we've gone through all the sides, all the crevices, everything is cut back to matte and a very smooth finish. So our next step now is to polish it, cut and polish. So what we've got here is Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. Now this is the first one I like to use, just to cut it back. This alone will bring it up to a good shine, but I do find that the X20 just gives it that little bit more edge afterwards. So got my little applicator here, so we're going to put a bit on the guitar like so, and we're going to give it a good rub in. Now you want to go in circles to counteract any lines that you've put in with the wet and dry. So this is the hard bit, good bit of elbow grease on this. You may have to do this a couple of times by hand. I do actually have a machine, but I assume that most people won't have that little luxury if they don't do painting quite regular. So I'm going to do it by hand just to show you that you can get just as good a result, but it's just a little bit more elbow grease. Oh crap, you're not supposed to see me cheating. So we're going to give him a good rub. You can hear it cutting. Very fine cut. And it is hard work, I won't lie. This is why I have a machine. So nice and a little bit with, back in circles. Usually doing it by hand will take a few goes, but nice soft towel to clean it with as well, guys. Nice soft cotton, because you can actually put more scratches in. And what we have is already, we have some good shine coming up. So that's going to take a couple of goes. And this is the hard bit, this is the bit you want to get right, just nicely polished. And this is our last stage. So that's the stuff I like to use, Meguiar's. There are other cutting compounds on there, but I do find this the best. Okay, you busted me. I was working on the theory of if I don't have to do it by hand, why am I? But anyway, this is a polisher. They're not cheap. This is a cheap one of a range. This one I got off eBay, funnily enough, with a pile of pads as well for $150 delivered. If you're going to do a lot of polishing, and good for your car as well actually, but if you're going to do a lot of polishing on guitars and things like that, this will save you a hell of a lot of elbow grease. It's a lot easier. Still buff it off just with a rag, but it does put the polish on and brings it up a lot quicker than hand. So I'm going to finish this by hand now, honest. Okay, so we're just finishing off the edges now. So we've done the back and getting into them little bits that are hard to get, but making sure they get plenty of rub, plenty of compound on it. And they are hard to get at, but a bit of hard work in there, so it's come up lovely that. So that's our edges done. Beautiful. Now we'll get on to the face of the guitar. Always do the face last so you're not putting it down, because that's the bit you really want nice. So we'll turn him over and we'll start again. Okay, so there it is. We have a nice highly glossed guitar, as you can see. Ready for the showroom floor, that one. Welcome back. I just thought we'd do a bit of a recap now. I have the finished guitar here, which we'll have a close look at in a minute, but what I just wanted to run through was the materials that I use. Just again is one, the spray gun with a moisture trap, quite important, not expensive, will keep moisture out your paint when you're spraying. So again, from Bunnings, not expensive. We're all familiar with Timbermate, Pop the Grain. Our clear coats we use are our motor spray clear coat. I find this very good, touch dry in 15 minutes. Now if you're going to cut and polish, then I would, well, you are going to cut and polish. Each coat I would leave 20 minutes to half an hour in between. Don't spray over overspray, just wipe the overspray off before you do it again. It is touch dry in 10 minutes, so you'll be fine. And obviously our thinners, mixture of 1.5 thinners to 1 of the clear coat in this brand. That's an Alac 20 it's called. Most importantly guys, your mask, don't spray without it. It does go onto your lungs and it doesn't feel good. So make sure you get yourself a good quality spraying mask. Obviously I have Waldo, so you can either make up your own spray booth. You can do it outside I guess, but that's going to attract a lot of dirt and a lot of dust, and obviously the wind's going to take a lot of your spray away, so I recommend building yourself a spray booth. On our polishing side of things, we, if you remember, after we cut it back with 2000 wet and dry, another thing I'd like to recommend there as well is on a guitar like this I don't put any holes in. I do a mock build, but I only mark it out. So I don't put any holes in until I've done all the clear coat. If I do have to put holes in, or if I've got an LP1, what I'll generally do is I will also clear coat inside the holes, whether it be with a cotton bard, just to seal it so that when you wet and dry it, if water goes in, it doesn't get into the wood or under. Now, you can always sand that clear coat out when you're finished, so that you can, you've got your size holes to put in. It's just a recommendation. I've noticed a lot of people who have said that they've had raised wood, so I tend not to put the holes in until I've put the clear coat on. However, if you must, then I recommend you dab some clear coat into the holes when you spray. That way you won't get water coming under. Anyway, back to our polish. Ultimate compound first after you've wet and dried it. Good hard elbow. And then I like to use an X20 afterwards just to give it that little bit more. Now obviously if you want to do a few and you don't like the hard work like me, a polisher. Not expensive, well they are, but 150 bucks on the cheaper scale, which is that one. Now you can buy these pads and probably put it on your orbital sander. This is an orbital, but you don't get your speed variation with your sander, not to what that does, but it will help. So that covers it all, so I'll give you a bit of a closer look of the guitar now. Now if you'll excuse me for leaving the screen, I'll pick up the camera. So we have our nice shiny burst finish, cherry with black. Now we have here, and I'll just pop him back and I'll run you through what we've done to the guitar. Okay, now I noticed that this TLA came with a larger pocket in to what they normally would, so I took advantage of that, got rid of the scratch plate, nice chrome humbucker surround steel, and that's a Tone Rider rock song on the bridge, and that's a Tone Rider classic, on the neck, and that's a Tone Rider classic on the bridge. Now I have changed the bridge as well to the separate string risers. Now wasn't necessary, but I wanted to make this the more modern TLA. Full custom USA Emerson control panel, which includes the switch and your tone, capacitor and your volume. Very good, very good. I've got them in all my guitars. And it's through string, so we've had to put the ferrules on the back. Obviously we've come around there. Obviously we've finished up with our JMC logo, a logo I hope starting to get a bit more known. Shaped my head, shaved my frets, so we've done the fretboard and we've recapped the fretboard. I'm sure there are other videos to show you how to do that. And I personally think that's a contender for a Guitar of the Month for Pitbull. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope it's been educational and that you've learnt a little bit more about clear coating to get that showroom look. So good luck, happy painting, and thanks for watching.